From Studio 1A in Tampa, Florida, comes a talk show that really feels your pain and tells you like it is. We love America and all that freedom-loving Americans want to protect. Live from coast to coast and on your radio, it's For the People with Keith Allen.
We'll help you survive this thing called life. We're for the people. Whatever your source of stress or strife, for the people is there.
Hello, Mr. and Mrs. America. I am Keith Allen, and welcoming you to this Friday's edition of For the People Weekend. We are live on February 16th, but the show has a shelf life all throughout the weekend and week. People listening on stations across the country and online at forthepeopleshow.com and always on demand at forthepeopleshow.com. You probably heard about the unbelievable incident in Parkland, Florida that took 17 innocent lives. My daughter turns 15 today, and she's going to a school similar to that of Parkland and similar to that of so many thousands of schools throughout our country. We're getting security calls from the school every so many hours, giving us updates about some incidences that are taking place around our country, with other threats that have been made against other schools, and even here in the Tampa Bay area. Luckily, those who have gone on to Facebook and said that they were going to shoot up a school, one was a BB gun, one was in South Carolina threatening that there was going to be another incident, round two. Both of those instigators, troublemakers, have been apprehended. There's always going to be fruitcakes, ladies and gentlemen, plain and simple. I have been listening a lot to what local people have been saying. We have a local watering hole, if you will. Well, it's not a watering hole. It used to be. I don't even know if I think that you can still get a drink there. A staple in the Tampa Bay area. If you're from Tampa Bay, you might know of a place called Pock's Place. And they used to be really a stone throw away to the Hillsborough Bay, or Bayshore Boulevard. And they were there for many, many years and decided to relocate. And the daughter of the lady who used to run it opened up Pock's Place at the Tahitian Inn. It's a nice place, and that's on Dale Mabry Highway, but Pock's Place is there. Anyhow, I was listening to the conversation, and two older ladies to my left were talking about Parkland. You see, this happened on Valentine's Day, a day that celebrates love, but people's love for their children turned to devastation, heartbreak. It wasn't a day to celebrate. It was a day to grieve. And we're still grieving here in Florida, and we're grieving all across this country and around the world. Because what people realize, more than anything, what these ladies realized, is that it could happen to any one of our children, any one that works in the public school system. It is a dangerous place out there, folks. We're going to learn about the shooter. So much information has come out about him. And we'll discuss some of that. And also, who were those that were shot? We're going to put a face to their name and who they were. And I'm going to try to do some justice for them. It is a tough day for me as a radio talk show host to have to talk about this. This is definitely not something that I wake up to saying, yeah, there is something I can talk about. I'd rather pick a different subject matter altogether. But this is real. And unfortunately, this has become all too much a reality in this country, and it's evil. Plain and simple evil that is lurking on the streets and in our homes, in our neighborhoods, where kids, now I know he was 19 years old, Nicholas Cruz, who did this, 19, a young man, kid, and he has a background of being sketchy. The kid said he was the weirdo. The kid said he was the weird kid. Now, before I go any further, I like to run things past my daughter. She's 15. And just to get her take, I respect her opinions. And she sees the world a little bit differently, obviously, at 15. She's in school. She knows about the shooting. It bothers her. But I had said, Old Sparky here in Florida is still happening. They still cook them. And she said, why don't we just be more humane about it and give them some juice? The lethal injection is what she said. And I said, well, that would be too humane. And I think that he deserves to go into the electric chair and fry a little bit, kind of like in the Green Mile where the character Percy prepared the one who was going to get electrocuted. He didn't put the sponge so it would, conduct the electricity properly to the brain and kill him and throughout the body, etc. Well, he didn't, soak the sponge. This guy cooked, if you've never seen the Green Mile. And that's the way I'm feeling about this guy. Am I wrong to feel this way? Now, she was referencing Jesus. It's really hard, ladies and gentlemen, to go there. And knowing full well that Christ died for all of the sins, all of the sick things and sick people in a fallen world that we live, because we do. The unthinkable happened, folks, on Valentine's Day in Parkland, the worst massacre in the state's history in schools. 17 dead, children, adults. And my heart's breaking right now, and the hearts of people all over this country that are listening right now are breaking as well. And there's anger, there's frustration, there's people that just want answers, and time and again, people are asking this question above all questions is, why does this continue happening? And people say, we got to take the guns away. Well, that's not going to happen. Why are guns getting into the hands of mentally disturbed people? Why is that? The question I'm trying to answer, because, it's amazing what 2 days will do. But looking over news today, Broward County Sheriff's Department said that they received at least 36 emergency 911 calls from 80th Terrace Street in Parkland. Now, if you're familiar with the area, it's a suburban address where this teenager lived with his younger brother, Zachary, and their adoptive mother, Linda. Well, these calls apparently have dated back all the way to 2010 and have been continuing until 2016. So this kind of sheds a light into the erratic and, what they say, violent boys who repeatedly threw items. They were out of control, fought with their mother, each other, and apparently on a regular basis. He is a deeply troubled young man, a child that has endured significant loss. Gordon Weeks, he's the chief assistant to the Broward County Public Defender's Office. He was telling reporters on Thursday, he says, he fell between the cracks, and we have to try to save him now. His public defender is saying that he fell between the cracks. Folks, a lot of kids fall between the cracks. My parents got divorced when I was a young teenager. All 5 of us went different places. Yeah, we're a middle class, upper class family. Doesn't matter. They fought. We left. And we went to foster homes. We went to residential schools. I ran away from hundreds of foster homes. Did not like any of them. Saw every state in the U.S. except Alaska and Hawaii. I swear Johnny Cash must have wrote that song about me. I have been everywhere. I have met kids that have gone through similar things and worse, and yet have never picked up a firearm. Never wanted to hurt a fly. Though I have met people along the way that had violent streaks to them. They were angry, what they call anger issues. Not to say I didn't have anger issues, but I didn't want to kill people. No. I didn't want to hurt people. You ever get angry? You ever get frustrated? But to the point where you just want to go and shoot people, innocent people, just because you're angry and upset? Yeah, he may have fell between the cracks, as the public defender said. But now they have to save him? How are they going to save him? We can't bring back 17 people that lost their lives. I'm sorry, folks. I believe that there is a problem in society. And I believe that the FBI has got plenty of mud on their face, dirt on their face. And there's a lot of people that got a lot of, if you will, I live in the South, and I know people don't think they do, living in Florida, but they got a lot of splaining to do. Because as I interpret the headlines here, is that there were warning signs screaming that Nicholas Cruz, this 19-year-old, once again, we're talking about the Parkland High School and the shooter Nicholas Cruz and the victims today on For the People weekend. But these calls kept on coming in, and folks, you got to hear the number. This is just absolutely staggering. 36 trips to the house of the Florida mass murderer over a 6-year period for erratic or violent behavior. Nicholas Cruz. In September 2016, police responded to the home of Cruz, shared with his mother Linda and brother Zachary, because Nicholas had been fighting with his mom. He had been cutting his arms, his mother said, to get attention, as he learned it from his ex-girlfriend. He has mentioned in the past that he would like to purchase a firearm. Now the therapists are stepping in now to talk and what they know. The therapist from Henderson Mental Health, also at the home, deemed that Nicholas Cruz, no threat to anyone or himself at this present time. And everybody left without incident. Nicholas and Zachary suffered from mental health issues, according to the reports, which detail repeated incidences of the two boys who threw items, were out of control, running away from the home, fought, argued with their mother and one another. Nicholas Cruz eventually would undergo treatment for mental health issues, according to the reports, but stopped about a year ago. We don't know why. They're trying to get him to talk more. You know, he was adopted. My mother was adopted. She didn't shoot anybody. I don't know how the mother parented. It's tough being a single mother. Mental illness must have came from his biological mom, which died years ago.